Hello everyone, welcome to Zekko Inspection Technology. I am Shrikant Deshpande and this video is part 2 of our ISO 9001-2015 series on quality management system requirements. In this episode, we will explore clause 4 of the ISO 9001. It is context of organization, the foundation for building an effective QMS. Basically, quality does not begin with processes, it begins with understanding your organization. If your organization context is not clear, your quality management system cannot be effective. So, let's begin and simplify ISO 9001 in a practical way. Basically, here you can see that clause 4 is divided into four key parts. It starts with understanding the organization and its context, followed by identifying the needs and expectation of interested parties. Then we understand and define the scope of quality management system, and finally we establish the QMS and its processes to ensure the consistent performance. So now let's begin here with our topic context of organization. Generally everyone has a question, what is context of organization? So I will explain here. Context of the organization means understanding the complete business environment in which the organization operates. It includes identifying internal strengths, weaknesses that impact the business performance. It also involves recognizing external challenges and opportunities that can affect product and service quality. At the same time, we must understand the needs and expectation of interested parties. All these factors together help in shaping and improving the effectiveness of the quality management system. Here we will understand context of organization by simple meaning. Context refers to the overall environment in which an organization operates. So this can be done easily by understanding our workplace and what is company business and know how it works. Then know what resources company have like people, machine, tools, procedures. The next point is know what can affect company work from outside like customer requirements, rules, suppliers and changes. Then to know who is dependent on company work like customers, co-workers, companies, authorities. And by using above information or knowledge, we can do the job right at first time. Then we can avoid mistakes and risk and meet our quality targets, thereby gaining our quality management system performance. Now, under the context of organization heading, there are four subclauses. So here we first clause is understanding the organization and its context. So this clause 4.1 basically focuses on understanding the organization and its context. It requires us to identify internal and external issues that can affect our business. These issues must be relevant to the purpose and aligned with the organization's strategic directions. We also need to evaluate how these factors impact the effectiveness of the quality management system of our company. This understanding helps us to achieve the intended results of our QMS in a structured and effective way. The second subclause of context of organization is clause 4.2, which is understanding the needs and expectation of interested parties. This clause emphasizes on understanding the needs and expectation of interested parties. Every organization operates with multiple stakeholders such as customers, suppliers, regulators and employees. We must identify these relevant interested parties and we should clearly understand what they expect from us. Out of these expectations, we determine which one become applicable requirements of our QMS. These requirements must be clearly considered while planning and operating the system. Since business environment changes, it is essential to regularly review and update these expectations to ensure continued effectiveness. Here, under the context of organization, subclause 4.3, it is understanding the scope of quality management system. Basically, we need to define the boundaries and applicability of QMS in our quality manual. For this, we should consider internal and external issues which are affecting the organization. Then we should consider the needs and expectation of interested parties. We have to include product and services covered by the QMS in our quality manual. We need to include our business location, functions, and processes within the scope. All these need to be mentioned in the quality manual, and it should be properly documented. We need to justify any exclusion if applicable as per the ISO 9001 requirement. If any of the processes which is not carried out by the organization, then we need to make exclusion in our quality manual. We need to maintain the QMS scope as a documented information. Ensure the scope is available to relevant interested parties as and when required. Here subclause 4.4 is quality management system and its processes. So while establishing QMS and its processes, we need to establish, implement, maintain and continuously improve our quality management system. We need to identify process required for our QMS. We need to define inputs, outputs for each processes. We need to incorporate all these details in our quality manual. Determine sequence and interaction of processes with the help of flow charts or any other medium which are suitable for every organization. Define criteria, methods for effective control. Then we need to assign roles and responsibilities of each and every employee who is working under our company. We need to identify and address risk and opportunities, provide resources required for the process. Then we need to monitor, measure and evaluate process performance and implement our actions for improvement. Thank you guys for watching this episode on class 4 context of the organization. I hope this session has given you a clear and practical understanding of how to build a strong foundation for your quality management system. Remember, a well-defined context is the key to effective implementation of ISO 9001. In the next episode, we will move ahead to class 5 leadership, which plays a crucial role in the success of QMS. So stay tuned for part 3 of this series. If you found this video useful, please do like, share and subscribe to Zekko Inspection Technology for such practical insights. Keep learning, keep moving and stay committed to quality.